it's Keeley here for Soy and Shea, and thank you so much for joining me for today's soap making video where we're doing one of the Patreon design challenges. Now for this month I asked my patrons to list up to 3 different additives they'd like to see me use in a soap, and the suggestion that came out of the soapy jug was from Megan. Megan wanted to see me use some seawater and some seaweed. Now I already actually had seawater in my fridge out the back there, which I collected for a previous seawater soap, so I haven't actually shown the processes of going down to our local beach and collecting that water for this video, but I have left a link to a video where I have been down to that beach before, so you can see what it looks like, and I also show the processes of making the lye water with that seawater. Honestly, it is no different to making regular water sodium hydroxide sort of mix. It's just that the seawater is water with 3% salt in it. So when you actually do make that mix, it never goes clear like it does if you use just water and sodium hydroxide. It always has that slightly cloudy look to it. So I haven't actually filmed any of that. If you do want to see what that sort of process, go and check out that link. If you're on a computer, it's up in the top right hand corner. If you're on a mobile device, it's usually down the bottom of the description sort of area for the videos. So we're actually just going to jump straight into the processes of making this soap, and I am so super happy with how this turned out. Let's go and see how I make Ocean Deep soap bar. Let's go. All right, so we're ready to jump in and start making our Ocean Deep soap. But before I do, I have to share with you my brand new spatula. I've actually got 5 of these. My good friend George over at King of Suds, he has sent me these. And today's the first day I'm gonna try them out and then let him know what I really think of them. I'm very, very particular with spatulas. I like them to be nice and soft on the sides so that they're easy to scrape bowls out. There are some spatulas out there that they just should not be called spatulas. They don't scrape anything. They're so hard to use, cumbersome and everything else. But this particular one is looking to be nice and flexible, so we should be able to do some good scraping action and not leave anything behind. And it's the sheer size of them. Look at them. They are so big. And one of the things is when you start making lots and lots of soap, you kind of get to a point where you're making big bulk batches and your spatulas just don't sit in and they fall down to the bottom if you're not watching, whereas this beautiful big spatula is going to sit in my bigger containers really, really well. So we're going to also be testing out a brand new spatula here, and I'll give you my opinion on them. If you're not as fussy about spatulas as I am and don't want to wait until that opinion, George is selling these on his website at King of Suds. The more you buy, the cheaper they become as well. And he said that if they, at this point in time I'm filming, there are a few available on the site, and if they become really popular, he's going to get some more in as well. So you can always head over to his site to go and grab them if you need these bigger ones for making big batches of soap. Now I'm just going to give my lye water a bit of a mix because I can see this sort of salts separating down to the bottom here, and I know I didn't show making this on camera, and that is because I already had my seawater, as I said at the beginning of the video. Do have a tendency to repeat myself there. Just giving that a bit of a stir, and then we're going to go ahead and start making this as we do with all of our soaps, just pouring that lye water in. And because this actually goes quite thick, I'm just going to make sure I scrape as much of that lye water out. Also gives me a chance to see how well these spatulas scrapes out, and it's doing a pretty good job, especially seeing as this container is probably a little bit small for the spatula, but we have got as much of that out as possible. So let's get on to mixing that together and then splitting it out for the colors. I'm going to dip that in the oil to make sure we don't have any lye sitting there. Now, this is one thing I think I might have a problem with. Oh no, it's kind of, it's working. I was thinking, how am I going to scrape my little stick blender off with such a big spatula, but it's working. So I think these are going to be really good. Can even give that little bit of a scrape inside. It is probably a little bit big for my stick blender, but the rest of it's scraping down well. All right, so now we've got that mix. Now, one thing I didn't say is that because we're making a soap with seawater with that salt in it, I do have a slightly different recipe in here. It's a little bit higher in coconut. This is basically my seawater soap recipe. What we're going to do is split it out between these 4 colors. So in here I have got some, what was the first one we did? That is some sea mist. We've got some aquamarine, and this one is some tree leaf green. And then we have got some titanium dioxide mixed in with water. I wasn't meant to pour that much white, but oh well. We've got a lot more white now. So let's get this bucket scraped out, see how this does. Oh, it's doing a good job, George. Oh, I think I'm gonna like these spatulas. Alright, so I am going back to my smaller spatula now because that white one is going to be way too big for these pots. So I still do need my smaller spatulas. Let's get that nice and cleaned out. We're going to give that a bit of a better stir just to make sure that we've got all of that mica incorporated in. Okay, so now that we've got that mixed in, let's get in, we've got some Tasmanian bull kelp, and I'm only going to put that into the white, just to give that a little bit of texture and interest in there. And we'll give that a stir. Now, I'm not actually going to add any of my fragrance oil into the white because I have no idea what it is actually going to do. This is a fragrance oil called Shoreline, and it's got a really nice salty, oceany sort of smell, quite masculine, but I find a lot of my female customers like it too. It is in one of my shampoo bars, Ocean Deep, so by the same name. So we're going to pour that into those 3, and as I said, not do the white because I don't know if it's going to darken or what it's going to do, but we have got that seaweed in there. Let's give these a bit of a, oh no, that is what it's gonna do. How gross is that? We're going to have to stick blend these in, and then I'm pretty much going to go and grab the mold. I've got people out front of the shop who might come in. I'll go and grab the mold, and then we're going to do a drop pour, hopefully with all these colors. So quite clearly I changed my mind about the pour, and that was because I felt that some of these were setting up quicker than others, particularly the ocean mist one or sea mist one, and I just felt that if I try and do a drop pour, I'm not going to get any movement of colour, but at least when I actually do this dirty pour into a bucket, because some of it's fluid, some of it's hard, we will get sort of that movement, hopefully, of colour. This is gross. Let's give that a good shake, get it all sort of at least somewhat even. Now I've got to, oh dear, see if I can scrape this bucket out. Oh, okay, note to self, don't use this fragrance again. It's not as bad as Dragon's Blood, my absolute nemesis in fragrances. But it's a challenge. Maybe next time it will be a layer if we're going to do it. But oh boy, does it smell so good. You know, when sometimes you just have that one soap that creates so much mess. This is it. I've got soap everywhere. I actually did have a spill, confession time. I had a little spill of the white off camera, so I've had to wipe up soap from everywhere. This is definitely one of those soaps. But what I'm going to go and do is get myself a spoon and I'm going to do a wavy top on this. Okay, so let's get a few little wavy peaks going, hopefully because of the thickness of it. They'll come up really nice, and they definitely are. They're holding those little wavy peaks. I'm really liking the colours, and I don't think it has, despite the top looking a bit muddied, because I was trying to get it nice and even, so we got, you know, even sized bars. I don't think the inside is particularly muddy, so can't wait to get this one cut open. But it really does smell good, so the fragrance is definitely going to be worth it. But I think if I do use this fragrance again in the future, it is going to be a layered soap, because it did take a bit to get that ricing stick blended out. And I spent all that time getting my soap nice and level and even to get even size bars, and I'm not sure we're going to get them. Oh well. You just have to laugh. So many people always say that they're amazed that I don't panic when things start going wrong in soap. And you know what? The more you actually panic, as I've said in previous videos, the more it goes wrong. So don't ever panic if it's not going the way that you want. Just go with the flow. And as long as you've measured everything right, you are going to get soap at the end of it. But there it is, Ocean Deep is finally in the mould, looking nice and messy. We're going to leave it sit overnight and we'll be back in just a moment. We'll get it cut open and see what the inside looks like. All right, it is the next day and we're ready to cut into Ocean Deep, and I am loving the color this has come up. Really hoping it stays this color as well. It smells absolutely amazing, so definitely worth the issues. It could be a combination of stuff. It could be the fragrance. It could have been the fact that I put the seawater with the fragrance. Anything could have happened to make it go the way it did, but I think it's going to be well worth it. We've got that, oh, not quite lined up properly. Let's bump it down a little bit more. And through we go, and ka-chunk goes Ida. Let's take a look. Oh, I like that. It doesn't have those, you know, big swirly swirls that I usually get in my soap, but that really does look like water. Oh, I really like that. And I love that the seaweed is just sprinkled through that white. I'm not huge on exfoliating soaps, and I think that is just enough in there. And I'm absolutely loving the colors that this has come up. And it just smells so good. It's kind of got that salty sea air that you get when you do visit the beach. But it's also got a bit of a masculine sort of undertone to it as well. It's a really nice unisex scent, and this is the same scent for those that do get my shampoo bars. It goes into the Ocean Deep shampoo bar. So if you like that one, you're going to like this soap. But I really, really like how this one's come up. So even though it was so naughty, I think if it hadn't have been that naughty and it had been a lot more fluid, I think we would have had just, yeah, all those swirly curls and it wouldn't look so water-like. I am really, really pleased with this one. So I hope you've enjoyed coming along with me as I made the Ocean Deep soap using some seawater as well as the seaweed. If you did, why not leave me a thumbs up and any comments down below. And until the next video comes out, I hope you have a good one. Oh, and I will see you then. Bye.